Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you're tuning in from. You're very welcome to this webinar. Today's webinar is going to give a side-by-side overview of WhatsUp Gold versus SolarWinds. We'll cover lots of different areas from product and release history, a bit about the licensing, as well as a detailed comparison demo about how certain functionality works within our product. To introduce myself, my name is Greg Collins and I'm the Product Marketing Manager here at Progress's WhatsUp Gold. Later on in the presentation, I'll also be introducing my colleague Jason Albarino, who's a Principal Product Manager here at WhatsUp Gold. Jason will be diving deeper into all the differences between WhatsUp Gold and SolarWinds from a functionality perspective, and will also be on hand to answer any questions that come to mind. So before we start, I want to give an overview of some quick webinar housekeeping. If you can't hear us, try connecting to computer audio, not phone audio. If you have any questions, please submit them in the questions panel on the right-hand side of your screen. We do have some time allotted at the end to answer any and all questions. And then finally, a reminder that this session will be recorded and distributed after, so there's no need to record it on your own end. So with that out of the way, I'll kick off today's session with a brief rundown of our agenda. So I'll be giving an overview of what WhatsUp Gold is, some of the history behind it, and a bit of information about the product release cadence and licensing. I'll then go into why WhatsUp Gold may be a good fit for your organization. I have a brief clip that I'm going to play from a customer interview my colleague Kurt did with a customer of WhatsUp Gold who moved from SolarWinds. And then finally, I'll hand it over to Jason, who will give a presentation and quick demonstration of multiple pieces of WhatsUp Gold, as well as answer any questions that come to mind throughout the session. So to kick it off, what is WhatsUp Gold? Well, WhatsUp Gold is an easy-to-use IT infrastructure monitoring or ITIM solution that helps users to avoid downtime by enabling them to monitor their network in detail. Users with a range of technical skills can get alerts on everything that's going on in the network, see exactly what's happening, and then resolve network issues before their end users even notice. WhatsUp Gold's parent company Progress offers many different software products. WhatsUp Gold is one of 4 within the infrastructure business unit, alongside products that manage load balancing as well as network monitoring solutions. WhatsUp Gold has been around for a long time and was originally created by a company called Ipswitch, which Progress actually acquired several years ago. So when it comes to credibility, WhatsUp Gold stands out for its consistency and transparency. For over 3 decades now, it's been a trusted solution for IT teams who need reliable, real-time visibility into their networks. Unlike some competitors, WhatsUp Gold doesn't rely on complex licensing or hidden modules. What you see is what you get. So we do actually offer both perpetual and subscription licenses, so there's plenty of flexibility to find the best package that suits your company's needs. From a third-party review perspective, WhatsUp Gold is consistently praised by users on platforms like G2 and Software Advice for ease of use, customer support, as well as value. There's no private equity companies involved here who'll triple the price overnight. Progress Software is a publicly traded company, and customers benefit from the backing of a stable, innovative company that's deeply invested in infrastructure monitoring. Now, this credibility isn't just earned, it's actually maintained through a customer-first approach. Every update, every feature is shaped by real-world feedback from IT professionals. We do have a very active community and customer validation program that I will encourage you all to get involved in. And it's because of this that WhatsUp Gold continues to be the go-to choice for teams who want clarity, control, and confidence in their IT infrastructure monitoring. So I'm now going to talk a little bit about our release history here at WhatsUp Gold. So one of the most powerful indicators of a product's credibility is how often and how meaningfully it actually evolves. As I mentioned, WhatsUp Gold has been around for a long time, but it is a prime example of a product that doesn't just sit still. In just the past year, we've delivered multiple updates packed with customer-driven enhancements, usability improvements, and critical bug fixes. If you take the 2025.0 release, for example, we introduced certificate discovery and monitoring functionality that helps IT teams proactively manage SSL certificates to avoid outages and maintain compliance. We've also improved device templates, making it easier to automatically monitor newly discovered devices, which is especially important in dynamic environments. But it's not just about new features. We're constantly refining the experience. In 2024 alone, we resolved 29 customer-reported bugs and 49 internal issues. This helps to maintain stability and performance across deployments, and that level of responsiveness we've found has built great trust for our long-term customers. Frequent updates mean our customers aren't left waiting for years to see improvements, and they actually get value in their investment. They benefit from a product that adapts quickly to emerging needs, integrates with modern environments, and stays ahead of security standards. So in short, WhatsUp Gold's release cadence isn't just a technical detail, it's a reflection of our commitment to customer success, reliability, and innovation. So I've given an overview of what WhatsUp Gold is, how we structure our releases, as well as the flexible licensing offerings that we have. I'm now going to play a quick excerpt of a webinar that my colleague did with one of our customers who made the switch from SolarWinds to WhatsUp Gold. So just to give a bit of context, Tom Kondo works for Seminole County Public Schools. The district operates 58 schools with 67,000 students as well as 10,000 staff members across 82 different locations. Here he is discussing his organization's needs and why WhatsUp Gold was the right choice for them instead of SolarWinds.
At the time, why were you looking for a network monitoring solution?
Yeah, Kurt. We were looking for a network monitoring solution to get real-time visibility of our entire infrastructure. So servers, our wide area network, ring devices, routers, switches, uninterruptible power supplies, food service refrigerator thermostats, and many more devices. We really wanted proactive alerting of down equipment, down software services, anything that we would be able to see, and excess server resource utilization. We needed something that was easy to set up, customizable, and could facilitate better collaboration between our different groups and our own department. Again, we have a small budget, and so we needed a solution that was cost effective for us.
Okay, yeah. Did you which have in place prior to adopting WhatsUp Gold?
Yeah, prior to WhatsUp Gold, we had SolarWinds for monitoring our top tier network routers. We also had computer science students at one of our high schools that had implemented Nagios for monitoring of their school equipment. And, we looked at leveraging our existing investment in SolarWinds to monitor more network devices and servers, but their licensing model didn't quite fit our budget. And so, we did consider expanding the use of Nagios across the district as it was an open source solution, but we didn't feel comfortable relying solely on the Nagios user community for support. And given the limited size of our infrastructure team, we really needed one throat to choke, so to speak, for technical support. We just wanted to make sure that whatever we did purchase or utilize, that we were going to have adequate support, because we're monitoring production systems, and it's an extremely important thing.
So it was great to hear from Tom about the positive experience Seminole County had when migrating from SolarWinds to WhatsUp Gold. If you want to catch the whole interview, you can go to the resources section of whatsupgold.com. So with that, I'm now going to pass the floor across to Jason Alberino, who's going to go through some slides and a quick demo of WhatsUp Gold. So over to you, Jason.
Hi everyone, it's Jason Alberino, Principal Product Manager at Progress, and today I'm excited to talk to you about WhatsUp Gold. I'm going to introduce myself quickly. I have a self-hosted blog over at wug.ninja. I use my home lab to serve this up, and I do a lot of experiments, and one of them was building a PowerShell module for WhatsUp Gold PS. It's available on PowerShell Gallery. And more framing here. Well, I first used WhatsUp Gold back in 2004 as a student at technical school, and I eventually got a help desk job at a company that also had WhatsUp Gold amongst other monitoring solutions, and I ended up being a WhatsUp Gold customer for about 10 years before I joined Ipswitch in 2013. Ipswitch was acquired by Progress in 2019, so Ipswitch is the company that originally made WhatsUp Gold, but at the time, I joined as a pre-sales engineer and professional service engineer, so it was kind of a dual role. I was taking on both responsibilities, but it exposed me to a lot of different requirements, a lot of different problems, many different industries, right? Many different use cases for monitoring, and WhatsUp Gold was able to accommodate literally all of them. I know because I was there to help make sure it happened. We'll talk more about customizability and flexibility of the product later. But I eventually joined the product management team. That was in 2021, and I've been working with WhatsUp Gold a long time. Is the wrap-up here. Over 20 years experience with the product, both as a customer and pre-sales engineer, consulting services engineer, and product manager. So before I continue, I want to talk a bit more about why I chose WhatsUp Gold as a system administrator myself. So the screenshot on the right, you see the use case is actually still out on whatsupgold.com. I used to work for a financial services company called Clayton. They've since been bought and sold many times. I believe their current name is Covius. Lo and behold, we had many monitoring solutions at our disposal at the time. We had to make a choice between 3 of them, and I chose WhatsUp Gold for many different reasons. I'll start talking about, well, the licensing flexibility for one. So for us, it was important to be adaptable for our environment. We were doing acquisitions, building new applications and architectures all the time. We needed to be able to define discovery rules and what to monitor on which systems and automate as much as possible. So the licensing really worked out in a way where I can monitor as much as I want on each individual device, and WhatsUp Gold is still that way today. At the time I was investigating, a lot of solutions were either sensor-based or element-based. Essentially, each individual aspect you are monitoring on any specific device was counting against you, and I really like that WhatsUp Gold did not do that. On the screen here, you'll see a baseboard management controller you can monitor with WhatsUp Gold, which can have, in this situation, it has 31 monitors, but it could have many more depending on what's populated within the system and the chassis and what's being monitored by it. In this case, this system only has 2 storage bays to worry about, but maybe you have more disks in your system, right? Or maybe there's more memory modules. The point is, regardless, this would still be one device in WhatsUp Gold, and you won't be charged extra for those additional monitoring aspects. Another use case here is the WhatsUp Gold server itself on monitoring, and you see I have 38 different monitors here. Most of them performance, but I do have some active ones for availability too, but some of them there could be multiples, right? Disk utilization, interface utilization. You could have many disks within a Windows system or any other system, right? And it's important to be flexible to monitor them all, as well as use different protocols. Something very easy in WhatsUp Gold, as you can see in the screenshot here. But also, there's automation right at the fingertips, right? And I really enjoyed this aspect of WhatsUp Gold. A specific use case was we had a data domain system that was undersized, and we needed to run this file sysclean command more often than the schedule has. I went out and found the support article you see in the screenshot there. There is still a default schedule that runs, but in our situation, we had to go figure out, well, how do we monitor this and how do we kick it off sooner? WhatsUp Gold made it very easy to do so. Once we knew how to go create a custom monitor, which is literally point and click within the interface, I created a custom monitor to through SNMP to go monitor the file sys space. It's just a percentage of availability. And then I also want to automate the action. Again, point and click. I go into the action library, I select a new action, and then I chose SSH, and I specified what command to run. I said file sysclean and save, apply it to that monitor, and then I never had to worry about that specific problem again. For us, it was huge because our backups were failing anytime we hit the situation until someone manually logged in and ran the command. So being able to detect it early and solve the problem before our backups failed was crucial. We're a financial services company. Backups are very important, actually. All this is to say WhatsUp Gold is highly flexible, and that's really a big part of why I chose it when I was a sysadmin. So I'm going to dive right into the demonstration to talk about some of the other advantages WhatsUp Gold can grant you. All right, so let's get right into the product demonstration. And you'll see I'm on the WhatsUp Gold web interface here, and I'm going to log in with a built-in user admin. There's various different authentication options for WhatsUp Gold, including OpenID, which is what we highly recommend. That enables logging in with some sort of external provider. OpenID also opens the door to get multi-factor authentication and single sign-on built into your WhatsUp Gold interface. But I'm going to focus first on the discovered network. So WhatsUp Gold keeps track of any system you've ever discovered. So if you scanned an IP address with WhatsUp Gold, we keep track of it, and you're also still able to get some data of those unmonitored devices within the environment. So you see here there's filters on the left-hand side, and I can look for specific things based on monitored status. And I have 1,120 unmonitored devices in this environment. And what's great about WhatsUp Gold is licensing-wise, that's okay. We only license based on monitored devices. You see in this environment, I have 435 monitored. In theory, a 500 license would cover me, even though I have many more devices. That said, you have flexibility to see even a topology map of anything you've ever discovered. This environment running on SQL Express, you see, takes a moment to load, but I have a huge topology map built here. A lot of things I didn't have access to. I didn't know how to map them out, but I still had access to scan them from my WhatsUp Gold server. You see, when we do have credentials and we do know how, we'll be able to map out automatically how these devices associate to one another and build out those topology maps for you automatically. So something I talked about during the presentation a lot was customizability. So it's one thing to go discover a device. What about a new device or something new I want to monitor? WhatsUp Gold's discovery is highly customizable and configurable, and it's all point and click right within the interface. You'll see I'm going to look at settings, libraries, and then device templates here. And within there, you'll see I've already defined some custom ones under my sub roles. But even the built-in roles you can edit, modify, tell WhatsUp Gold how to treat these things within your own environment, as well as handle maybe use cases specific to your environment. Maybe you have a NetApp and you want to monitor the volume, free space, and disk status. WhatsUp Gold can do that as long as you load the device role first. We do have a library of roles available on our GitHub, which I'll link later here. And you'll see that it's really just a matter of defining these rules. So you can make as many of these roles and sub-roles as you'd like. And as a piece of that, you see there's scan rules. So you tell WhatsUp Gold, well, how do I identify this device? And there's a huge list of different things you could choose from, but that can be very specific, like running a process or service or certain WMI queries, certain SNMP objects, types of devices or hypervisors, and various other options. You can also define which monitors to associate. So that can include any custom monitors you create in your library. So for SolarWinds customers, you might refer to monitors as elements pullers, universal device pullers, something along those lines. Basically anything you're monitoring on the actual device, and WhatsUp Gold, we call that a monitor. So shifting focus there for a bit, you see how easy it is to tell WhatsUp Gold on an ongoing basis, identify this device and associate these monitors. But let's go into, well, how easy is it to create those new monitors? Again, same interface, settings, libraries, and then monitors. This will bring up your entire monitor library, and you simply hit a plus button to add the specific type of monitor based on your situation. Let's say you wanted to monitor some process or service. WhatsUp Gold has a built-in library of different types of monitors to choose from. That includes things like processes, services, as well as scripts, PowerShells within there. We have our SNMP table monitor we've added earlier, but you see a big extensive list of all the different monitoring types you can create. And then again, let's just say I want to monitor a process. I can go select the process monitor, and then I could use either WMI or SNMP for this monitor. And then I can browse that device and actually select it. If I could find one that I have credentials to, I think I have this one. And there came back with a list of processes once queried, and I simply select the process and give it a name. I picked wininit.exe, so I'll give it that name. And then I define whether it's up or down based on the condition. I'll say it's down if it's not loaded, and save it. Now that that monitor actually exists in the library, let's say I want to associate it with some devices going forward. We'll say those Windows devices. So I'll go over and get my Windows sub-role here, Now I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to add that monitor to it. Be near the bottom here. You see this environment has a lot of custom monitors. There it is. And OK. Now save. Now any discovery run going forward would use that new monitor at it if it found any Windows system. So very easy to customize in an ongoing basis depending on how your needs change over time. So once you're monitoring devices in WhatsUp Gold, you're able to go create what we call device groups. You could create as many of these as you like. There's no licensing implications in regards to them. And there's a couple different types. So 2 different types of dynamic groups and also just static physical groups, let's say. And you can move and copy devices to those static and physical groups, and everything you see happens here very quickly. Within our single page application interface, I can go create a new group. And that will be created instantaneously. And then I could also, let's say I want to copy some devices to this group. I select those devices, and then I copy those devices to that new group. And it also happens instantaneously. Let's say I was looking for something in WhatsUp Gold. I can go use this global search. Maybe I'm looking for anything starting with this IP address, for example. If I type the right one there, it would be helpful. But I could also search things like traffic. So maybe I want to look at the traffic that's passing through that system. I could look at it from that aspect. I could also find navigation items. I can look for specific groups as well as logs from log management. So the global search right at your fingertips there to get more information about anything that's going on within your environment. And you see it shows status of those devices right within here. If I click any one of those, that'll bring me to what we call device properties in WhatsUp Gold. And everything that's associated with the device will appear within device properties here. Maybe I'll pick a better device to look at. Here we go. We'll look at this Nexus. But you see it's going to have a display name on WhatsUp Gold, its IP address, any object ID that we found, what brand it is, what rules are applied, and whether any actions are associated to the device. Any monitors that are associated and their current status based on type. Polling options, so manual maintenance mode, you can configure dependencies within here, actions, being able to do notifications, alerts, corrective actions, like that SSH one I showed earlier. That's where you control that type of stuff. Credentials, various different types of credentials can be associated to devices in WhatsUp Gold and then modified here. You get a list of which groups this device is a member of, attributes including custom ones, so you can create as many device attributes as you like on any given device. You can also automate filling in these fields and values through the discovery intelligence that was showing earlier. Roles is going to show you what's assigned to the device. The inventory tab actually gives you quite a bit more information. So yes, we're monitoring this, but we also know quite a bit more about this device, including assets in the chassis, what their serial numbers are, what type of things they are, and all sorts of field replaceable unit information, as well as which ports are on which VLANs, which credentials responded during the discovery, all IP addresses associated to the device, its routes, how we identified the device and what makes this device unique. Well, every single interface, its speed and current status, MAC addresses associated, physical links, so either through CDP, LLDP, or various other discovery protocols for determining what's connected to what will show up here. Port scan, what ports we scanned through discovery, whether or not they were open, and what time they were attempted. Just general system information, obviously, and then also VLAN information. So you see tons of information in addition to the monitoring is provided. So WhatsUp Gold can really act as almost an inventory tool as well. You'll see the ability to add custom links. We always add some by default here. You can also deploy log management agents if it's a Windows system. For applications, you could add them right here. You could either discover or monitor a new application directly through the interface, and you see there's various different applications to choose from. You could also create your own. You could tell it whether or not to collect log information, so you can do syslogs as well if you want to collect those. That's an option on those network devices, as well as backup any network configurations is what our config management is for, but you can also automate let's say bulk config changes as well. So I'm not going to dig too much into each one of those. If there's questions at the end, do let me know. But all of this you see is built into the same interface, and that's really key. Is WhatsUp Gold, since it's been developed over the years and isn't a bunch of things bolted on, you can see that we really took pride in bringing everything together and building this application the way where we could bring all of the information together directly in a single interface. And what's really nice is we've started looking at integrating more directly some of the other best-in-class products that Progress has to offer. So NTA Plus is now included with WhatsUp Gold Enterprise Plus licensing, and that gives you a full feature product that not only integrates to WhatsUp Gold so you get kind of higher level perspective, but if you needed to do more analysis on your flow data, you get that as well. There's many advantages to using this, but let's start with being able to see, like, is this traffic normal for my environment? That's something I love about this, is being able to compare over time and see what's going on compared to 1, 2, or 3 weeks ago. You also get, as part of Enterprise Plus, WhatsUp Gold 360. So WhatsUp Gold 360 is something we started building that really we're on the beta phase of being able to sync information from your WhatsUp Gold devices to this environment, and I'm going to review that a bit. But what this requires is deployment of a small virtual appliance we're calling a connector. You simply specify what type of hypervisor you have and provide some details about this. We create the image, you deploy it, and then it connects back to our cloud application, WhatsUp Gold 360. Once connected, you could then add WhatsUp Gold servers, and you see this is in beta, and you simply say which connector you're going to add it to, and then the information for that WhatsUp Gold server, and lo and behold, it will begin synchronizing that information. So the connector itself does bring some value. We do monitor connections over time, and you see it's just average ping and packet loss. But there's also some heat maps to show you kind of when was this connection most busy, or which connection was most busy. There's also some thresholds you can play with. So obviously 12 average ping isn't too bad, but I modified this report specifically just to play with the colors and show how you can reflect what matters in your environment. Not just that, but you can also do trace routes over time to the same. So you see here, every 15 minutes, we're running a trace route using whatever address is specified on the connector. In my case, I'm looking at whatsupgold.com and various other sites. This report is filtered to a specific connector that is looking at my personal blog. And the path does change over time, and sometimes I do see jumps in the average time here, and the number of hops as well. So there's things outside your control when it comes to making things available, right? And that's where WhatsUp Gold 360 really comes in. So I'll also talk a little bit about syncing the devices. So if you have multiple WhatsUp Gold servers, especially from a scalability perspective, you can sync all of them to a single interface and then look at information from any given one of them or all of them, a specific connector, really as you see fit. You're able to drill down and get more information about any of the things going on in the environment. And since this is all available from portal.whatsupgold.com, you could access it from your mobile device as well. All right, so I think that covers what I want to talk about mainly, and I'll just underline that I like dark mode better, so I'm going to go change it to dark mode, and now I prefer this much more. But it's important to have some preference in customizability and flexibility within whatever solution you choose. And I think WhatsUp Gold's uniquely positioned to provide ease of customization. And I think that's especially important in any monitoring tool, but also additional best-in-class products that come along with WhatsUp Gold. So again, depending on which license you purchase, you get some additional functionalities. Some of what we covered today was built-in core functionality, while there was add-on functionality. Everything now is tying back to various different bits on whatsupgold.com. So if you go refer to our pricing, we have both subscription and perpetual options. And depending on which you choose, you'll have access to certain flavors of functionality. We highly recommend our Enterprise Plus package because it comes with all of that functionality and device-based licensing type of flexibility, and provides up to 4 installations of the product. So you really get scalability for the future, or maybe you want to set up a highly available environment with more than one monitoring system. It's very important to have separation, right? You can't monitor one environment with the environment you're using initially. So we really want to provide these multiple installations to make sure everyone's getting the best monitoring out of their product and being able to deploy in unique ways that fit your environment, right? Maybe geographically dispersed or by team, or something else makes sense for you. The point is every single environment is unique, and WhatsUp Gold makes it very easy to shape the monitoring best you can for your unique environment. All right, I hope this presentation demonstration were helpful. We'll turn it over to questions. All right, everyone. We have several questions that have come in through the presentation here. I'll start working through them. Feel free to add any additional questions that come in as we work along here. As I work through the questions, we'll also be running some polls. So looks like we'll get started with questions first. So first question we have here. What are the key differences in deployment time between WhatsUp Gold and SolarWinds? A very good question. So I did a little bit of playing with SolarWinds recently myself, really to try and see what it takes to deploy, configure, what the actual differences are. And I found that SolarWinds actually requires double the resources that WhatsUp Gold does in order to deploy it. But deployment-wise, I was definitely able to get WhatsUp Gold done faster. I kind of set up side-by-side timers and did the installation, then did configuration. It was hands down WhatsUp Gold was a winner. So I would say anyone getting started with WhatsUp Gold, if you just want to try the evaluation, whatsupgold.com/trial, that will give you 30 days access, and you can install it on any system you choose and see for yourself how quickly it installs and how easy it is to configure. I know I went through the steps really quick during the webinar, but something that really stuck out to me different versus SolarWinds was how WhatsUp Gold approaches discovery versus how SolarWinds does. And I think the way WhatsUp Gold approaches discovery makes it simpler to use, as well as provides more information on an ongoing basis. All right, we will try to switch to a poll question now. Mr. Collins, if you could help run the poll question. So which monitoring tools are you currently using? And obviously WhatsUp Gold's in the list. Maybe some of you are already using WhatsUp Gold, but if not, we hope to convince you here today that it is worthy of changing for various different reasons. Maybe you're using an open source tool of some sort, and we have encountered many customers who have nothing in place. So we'll give a moment for people to respond there and see how that goes. For those interested, roughly 40% SolarWinds and roughly 20% Nagios Zabbix or open source tool. All right, we will go on to the next question here. So the next question here is, can WhatsUp Gold monitor hybrid environments and cloud services out of the box? The answer is yes there. So WhatsUp Gold's approach to discovery, really, you can discover anything you like. As long as you have some sort of access to it, you're going to be able to populate it into WhatsUp Gold. But for cloud services and maybe virtualized environments, by providing your credentials to those environments, we'll be able to do a richer discovery and find more information, get those things monitored for you quickly and easily. There's multiple KB articles related to like, how do I configure a specific cloud service and get the credentials I need? So we have you covered either way, regardless of how many cloud services you're using or how hybrid your environment is. All right, let's go on to the next poll question we have here. And the next poll question is, what is your biggest challenge with your current monitoring solution? Is it complexity? It's too hard to learn. You don't know how to customize it. Is it licensing or cost, or are things changing in an unpredictable manner? What about scalability or performance issues? That seems to be a very common challenge that I find in the larger environments from some of the SolarWinds customers we're hearing from. So curious to see what some of you reply here. And we'll only give it a few more moments here. And for those interested, 50% said it's the complexity and steep learning curve, and 35-ish% on the licensing costs, and a mix amongst the others. We'll go on to the next question here. How does WhatsUp Gold handle multi-site or distributed network monitoring compared to SolarWinds? So this is where I was trying to discuss our Enterprise and Enterprise Plus licensing. So as part of the Enterprise or Enterprise Plus licensing, you get our distributed functionality, which enables you to install WhatsUp Gold, multiple WhatsUp Gold systems, and roll data up to a central system so you don't have to go check information in other places. But it's also those Enterprise and Enterprise Plus licenses, it's literally providing a full installation of the product. So if you want to talk about, like, you maybe have multiple different sites, you could deploy a fully functional and operational monitoring system in each one of those sites. And I think that is something a little bit unique to WhatsUp Gold. I don't think there's any vendors out there who are providing you with multiple installations of the product to achieve scalability, high availability, or whatever else you want to do with the multiple installations. But I think because of that, WhatsUp Gold just scales extremely well, and especially since we require less resources compared to most other vendors. If you are able to throw additional resources at it, it really excels well. And as you saw with WhatsUp Gold 360, we can easily bring in all of that information from all of the systems to a single interface for you. All right, let's move on to, I think we got a couple more poll questions here. All right, so this poll question, how confident are you in your monitoring system's ability to catch issues before users notice them? To me, this was a near and dear when I was a sysadmin. It was very important for me to catch those things before the help desk is getting calls or tickets being opened, and there was no issue. It's fixed automatically, right? But not every monitoring system is built the same, and maybe you have varying level of confidence, and we'll see what most are saying. This is an interesting one. So 20%-ish are very confident, 50% are somewhat confident, and 20% said neutral, which I find very interesting. And then another 10% are saying they're not confident at all. So we'll go on to the next question here. Is there a learning curve for teams switching from SolarWinds to WhatsUp Gold? Well, I would say there's a learning curve to learn any new product, but I want to say that WhatsUp Gold's the easiest to use product in this market space by far. And I can confidently say that after being a user for many years and seeing all the improvements over the years we've been making, as well as just looking at user reviews. We've done a lot related to making it easier to learn WhatsUp Gold. So if you go to whatsupgold.com/training, you'll find there's a lot of free training courses available if you want to get that in-depth training. If you check out our YouTube channel, we've started making many different technical videos covering like how to achieve certain things within WhatsUp Gold. And obviously we have written documentation on docs.progress.com. But generally speaking, what we're finding is there are some terminology differences between products used. And once you understand those terminology differences, especially from SolarWinds going to something else, it will enable you to more easily understand the product. So quick translations, a node is a device, SAM, we call application monitoring, NCM, that's our configuration management, elements, pullers, universal device pullers, those are monitors, and those are really the basics you need to know. Obviously, there's additional translations, but rest assured that WhatsUp Gold support has you covered, as well as all of the freely available resources definitely will have you covered as it relates to learning. All right, we have one more poll question here. Let's go ahead and pull it up. how many systems are in your environment? So this is really like, well, how much are you using the monitoring? How many systems are you monitoring? Not necessarily how many overall systems. Maybe you don't care about the end user systems too much, IP phones and stuff like that. But how many critical systems are you monitoring within your environment is really the question here. And generally, we tend to find that we have a lot of customers on the 500 to 1,000 end. So I'm curious to see where we land in our webinar today. So 44% is the leader at 501 to 1,000, and 20% on 1,000 plus, and 20% on 51 to 500. We can go ahead to the next question. Let me see, are there any more questions? Oh, we got a few more questions. Okay, so no more polls. We'll just go through the questions here. What kind of support and community resources are available for WhatsUp Gold users? I kind of discussed that in the last question as well, but whatsupgold.com/training, there's on-demand courses, there's instructor-led courses. We have our YouTube channel that goes over everything. Right within the product, we also have guides. So in the top right corner, you can access all the guided tours and how to access certain things within the web interface. Again, rest assured, we definitely have you covered as it relates to resources. And community-wise, if you go to community.progress.com, you'll find our general user forums, as well as we run what's called the customer validation program. So once you are a WhatsUp Gold customer, you can request to join the customer validation program, and that's where we discuss pre-release material, things we're working on for the next few years, as well as what's going on currently and what's coming next. All right, so let's go to the next question here. Any migration tools to move from WhatsUp Gold or from SolarWinds to WhatsUp Gold? So Progress does not provide any today. What I can say is I've looked at this personally. I mentioned I have my home lab and I like to experiment and tinker. One of those things I did was create a PowerShell module that can go also add devices to WhatsUp Gold. So in theory, all you need to get started with WhatsUp Gold is a list of your credentials, which you will use to monitor the devices, and then a list of which IP addresses you're currently monitoring. If you have those two things, you literally just add the credentials to WhatsUp Gold and then copy and paste your list of IP addresses into the product, and the discovery process will take care of the rest. All you need to do from there is decide which ones you would like to monitor, and if you want to monitor them in a more complex manner. Obviously, there's additional steps to consider based upon your environment. So for example, we have larger customers who have many different teams accessing the product. They want to separate it by device group and device group access rates. All of that is also possible. And not just is it possible, we've made it easy to achieve in bulk. So a vast majority of the things you could do on an individual system within WhatsUp Gold, you're able to do that across multiple device groups, devices, and other objects. All right, there's another question here. When deploying multiple instances, one in our production network and one on the out-of-band for admin use, can they tie together to see all in one plane? The answer is yes, so long as there's some sort of connectivity either between those two systems or you're able to reach our cloud application, WhatsUp Gold 360. But regardless of situation, I would say yes to that question. All right, I think we've done it. I think we've made it through all the questions. So thanks everyone for the participation today. And I hope it was very useful. And if anything else comes up, please feel free to reach out to us. You can always email me directly at alberino@progress.com. Thanks for the time today, everyone.